Rarely do we come across an individual who loves life and loves to share it with people around him. Musical genius Jonathan Allentoff is a junior at the College of Brockport who has a passion for education but gets real joy from his experiences and the people he encounters in his busy life.
My name is Jonathan Allentoff. I am an interdisciplinary arts for children major with a music concentration and applied music minor here at the College of Brockport. I'm also in the Delta College program, doing a lot of work at conferences, internships, capstone. I also conduct our Brockport Symphony Orchestra on campus. I'm active in a number of organizations. My real passion is for education. I love teaching orchestra, teaching lessons and classes, elementary all the way through the community level, senior citizens. You know, I believe so much of what I do. I've been so fortunate to have such wonderful opportunities.
Starting at a young age, coming from a music-oriented background, learning how to play different instruments, conducting, and being part of different orchestras, framed his perception of music as being something that comes from the heart, rather than something you just do for a grade.
You know, you gotta love what you do, because if you get up every day saying, I am so excited for what I'm gonna do today, you know, you really need a much better day. I know so many folks that they wake up and say, oh, not this again. It's pretty hard to have a good day, you know, and when you start with that attitude. And I always try to think about life as if I was just like a teacher, you know, a candle lighting the way for others. And I believe that if the teacher is jolly, the students are going to be far more jolly than if the teacher's always criticizing every little thing. Well, for example, I had a freshman that came in. She didn't know if she was going to be able to play in college. And she said after a concert with the orchestra, this is what I'll remember when I graduate. And I had another girl that came up to me and said, I only attended a concert, you know, for its world music class. I didn't think I was going to get much out of the class. But for the first time in my life, I was touched by the arts, by a sense of community, by the sense that it's not just about each individual. It's about what the individuals do to share their love.
Some people dream of working in Hollywood or even spending a day in Hollywood when they reach a certain age. But Jonathan, still a junior in college, have worked with recognized Hollywood composers along his great musical journey.
I got to Hollywood and I get to work with composers at the scoring stage, like Walter Murphy. From there, I went to the Clint Eastwood scoring stage at Warner Brothers. I started the day with a tour of the lot with E.J. Stevens, a Warner Brothers historian who wrote the famous book on it. Now, that Friday on the trip, I had the chance to go to Sony and go to the Barbra Streisand scoring stage to work with the recording folks and the setup crew. They were getting ready for a Danny Elfman production. And the final day was remarkable. I had the great opportunity to go to the American Society of Music Arrangers and Composers 75th Anniversary Conference. I was just inducted into the society. I'm very grateful for that.
Other than conducting and playing different instruments, Jonathan has a gift of composing his own music that sometimes can be challenging.
I personally write by melody, meaning you have a phrase like da-dim, da-da-dee-da-da. I hear it inside me for all the instruments, you know, when I write for orchestra, choir, chamber ensembles, going on Finale music software, and I'll write it in. Da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. And then maybe we could use a little counterpoint. Da-da-da-dum-ba-dum, going, you know, up and down. Contrast, you know, to make it simple, what counterpoint's about. And, you know, it's amazing. When you write by melody, magic happens.
So why did a person of such a high caliber of music expertise chose to enhance his knowledge at the College of Brockport? After being accepted to world-renowned musical schools across the country?
To be honest, Brockport was my first choice, and it was for many reasons. For one thing, we had the interdisciplinary connections. You see, you know, music is so wonderful, but it's so much more powerful when you can blend it with theater, with dance, with you know, with education, with art. And you know, at Brockport, we had the resources to do it with film, for example. Like a night at the movies concert or a fall dance concert with the orchestra. So coming here to Brockport, I had a chance to, you know, take a vision about bringing the arts together and actually bring them together. Conservatories talk about it, but they never do it. You know, when I came on campus, I felt right at home from day one. The inspiration of the nature and the kindness of the people. I just think about the people that are here, great resources and a stunning campus. I couldn't be happier to be here. It was the best choice I ever made. And I look forward for this campus to become the gem of all gems in the coming years, as we are the leader of the future in the arts and the sciences and all the different fields.
Rockport is truly blessed to have an emotionally filled person who is passionate of his role as a student and an educator that tries to inspire the campus through his music and interaction. He is truly an inspiration and a gift to the Brockport community. Thank you, Jonathan Allentoff.